Let's talk about my January readings. I'm going to make this quick because my readings last month were only 3. I know you will say now,
Only, Sofia. That is good.
I know, it's good. I read in December 6 books. That's not normal for me, I think. So I did not read my statistic about that, but I think that's not normal. 6 books for me, but I did it. This video will be quick only just because I read 3 books in January, and that is good. I'm not saying otherwise, okay?
Nice, nice.
Let's start with Hideaway from Penelope Douglas. This was a great start of my year. I loved that book. I loved Kai. I must say, I read Corrupt, the first book on the Devil's Night series last year. It was my first dark romance, and today I can sit here and say that's not actually dark. After reading a lot more darker books, nonetheless, it was my introduction, so it will be a special book. You know, if you know me, you know that special for me is Insatiable from Lake Rivers, but we now are talking about the Devil's Night series. So Corrupt was my first one. I don't know why I didn't continue the series until now. I'm postponing it for months, but now I think why? Because I loved Hideaway, the perspective from Kai. I love Banks. A lot of people are saying that I was expecting more from Kai, I was expecting this and that. I wasn't. I think it was exactly because if you are expecting more from every character, they will all almost be the same, right? You know what I mean? So I think from all of them, Kai and Michael are the more normal ones. Kai is unhinged, but not as unhinged as Damon or Will. I am reading Killswitch at the moment, so I can already say that Damon is worse, but we knew that already when we read Corrupt, right? Now you are only entering their heads deeply. So I think Kai was really what he needed to be, you know? He thinks a little bit more on the consequences, not 100%, but I think all 4 of them don't think 100% on the consequences. So that's what makes Devil's Night, right? But I love the book. I love the plot. I think Banks is a badass. It's a badass not in your face, you know, but I dig it. I love her. I ship these two a lot, Banks and Kai. The characters, I like how everything goes really well together through all the books. You don't hear about Banks on Corrupt. You just start to hear about Banks on Hideaway, and now on Killswitch, you read more about her too, on the perspective from Damon. So without talking a lot, I loved Hideaway. I think you can already understand. So the second book I read, better saying I finished because I had already started it in November, December, I don't know anymore, was That's Obsession. It was a 2-star reading for me.
So, yeah.
I didn't like the ending. I made a video for my Instagram talking a little bit more about it. I liked the idea of the story. I liked where the story was heading. But I didn't like how I don't want to say poorly. I think the ending was vague. You know, all throughout the books there was stuff, names, Lilith, and so on and so forth that made me think about a lot of ways the ending could be. And they were, I must say, they were interesting ways. But the author made it another way, and I didn't like it. It was too vague. I needed a little bit more depth to it. In my opinion, it wasn't that deep. You know what? Something happens and someone turns your back on you. You don't have the opportunity to answer back, and you say just like,
Where are you going?
that was how I was feeling. Is that it? I was expecting to end the book and looking at the ceiling and thinking,
Wow, that was deep.
no, that's not what I thought. I finished the book and I thought, okay, next one. Please, I need a better one. That's what's my thinking, because what the hell was that? It had everything to go great. I'm sorry, it wasn't for me. The third book I read, it was an arc reading. It will be available in March. So go to Goodreads, write the name and read it. It's also a dark romance from the author Mila Carbo. I will happily say that I was accepted on her team.
Yay!
I gave it 5 stars. I really loved the depth of the characters, the story behind, how their interaction built. It was not rushed. It didn't feel like the author is rushing. There's not a chemistry between them. You know, I didn't felt it. I felt that was well built, and the plot is really good, I must say. The ending is like a little bit of a knife in your heart. I mean, not the ending, the almost at the end, you feel like the author is giving you a knife so you can stab your heart, you know? But then things change. There is a little moment where you think,
No, no, no.
the tension is really great because you think,
No, it can't end like that.
I love that stuff. And the whole plants vibes, poison plants, belladonna, all that stuff. I like books that have those. Don't ask me why. I don't even know them. The minimum I know about those plants is through books. So for those who think we learn nothing by reading fiction, that's not true. I have been learning about plants, bad plants. Nonetheless, I've learned something. So I really enjoyed this book overall, and I give it 5 stars. Repeating, so you don't forget, the book will be available next month. So go to Goodreads, search it, and add it to your want to read list. These were my books that I read in January. Write me here down on the comments below which books did you read last month, and let's discuss about them on the comments below. Bye!